September, 8:30 in the morning. This is your daily cyber briefing, and I'm your host, Rich Benfield of That Security Company. Once again, standing in for Stephen Ridgway. This will probably be my last one for a while. So soon normal service will be resumed. You can all breathe a sigh of relief. Today in the headlines, Auckland Transport Authority hit by a suspected ransomware attack. Caesars Entertainment confirms ransom payment, customer data theft. Windows 11 theme bleed RCE bug gets proof of concept exploit. Greater Manchester Police disclosed a data breach and threat actors had access to some of its employees' personal information. Free Download Manager backdoored to serve Linux malware for more than 3 years. Elon Musk is in hot water with the FTC over Twitter privacy issues. Lazarus Group blamed for $53 million heist at CoinEx. And cloud CVEs surged by 200% in a year. So, Auckland Transport Authority hit by suspected ransomware attack. So, of course, this is critical national infrastructure over in New Zealand, and they are dealing with a widespread outage caused by a cyber incident impacting a wide range of customer services. So, Auckland Transport is a government-owned regional transportation authority in the Auckland region, responsible for public transport through ferries, buses, and trains. Oh, and for designing and building roads and other infrastructure as well. The company have announced today that it's experiencing issues with its HOP services. The HOP service is an integrated ticketing and fare system, as a cyber incident has impacted parts of its network. According to the latest update published earlier today, the following AT services have been impacted as a result of the attack: online top-ups, as well as other @HOP services using My @HOP on the AT website. Existing auto top-ups work, but there's a delay in payment processing. Tickets and top-up machines only affecting cash payments. Transactions using POS and credit cards are unavailable. Customer service centres have limited functionality and may only accept cash payments. And retailers cannot top up HOP cards or process other @HOP services like loading concessions. In a statement given to local media outlet New Zealand Herald, a spokesperson for AT stated that they have indications they were targeted by ransomware, but noted that the investigations are still ongoing. In Las Vegas-based news, we have talked over recent days about MGM being held to ransom and having most of their network down. Well, Caesars Entertainment, that's of Caesar's Palace fame, have also been suffering, and they have confirmed that they have made a ransom payout in the midst of the customer data theft. So, Caesars Entertainment are possibly the largest US casino chain with the most extensive loyalty program in the industry. They're saying that they paid a ransom to avoid the online leak of customer data stolen in a recent cyber attack. Caesars discovered on September the 7th that the attackers stole its loyalty program database, which stores driver's license numbers and social security numbers for many customers. Here's the thing. It is not generally advisable to pay ransoms to malicious threat actors. There are absolutely no guarantees that once you've paid the ransom, they are not going to release the data that they've exfiltrated anyway. Don't forget, you are dealing with criminals. Much like Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, you can't trust them. So paying a ransom might only simply cost you money. Okay, but your mileage may vary. Your internal incident response processes may dictate otherwise. However, that is the general advice. Moving on. Windows 11 theme bleed RCE bug gets proof of concept exploit. Now, this is an interesting one. Essentially, it is a Windows theme file exploit, and proof of concept exploit code has been published, and it's tracked as CVE 2023 38146, and it allows remote attackers to execute code. The security issue is referred to as theme bleed. It received a high severity score of 8.8, and it can be exploited if a target opens a malicious .theme file crafted by the attacker. So basically, Gabe Kirkpatrick, who's a researcher, reported the vulnerability to Microsoft on May the 15th and received $5,000 for his bug. And Microsoft addressed that bug 2 days ago in the September 2023 Patch Tuesday. Kirkpatrick found the vulnerability while looking at weird Windows file formats, one of them being .theme files used to customize the appearance of the operating system. These files contain references to .ms styles files, which should contain no code but only graphical resources, and they're loaded when the theme file invoking them is opened. The researcher noticed that when a version number 999 is used, the routine for handling the .mss styles file includes a major discrepancy between the time a DLL's signature is verified and when the library loads, and it creates a race condition. Using a specially crafted .ms styles file, an attacker can exploit a race window to replace a verified DLL with a malicious one, thus allowing them to run arbitrary code on the target machine. So, in short, get yourself patched. Now, this is even worse if that particular file is wrapped in a cab archive file, because when you download a theme file from the web, it triggers a what they call a mark of the web warning, which could alert the user of the threat. However, that's bypassed if the attacker wraps that theme into a .themepack file, which is a cab file. Okay, so the long and short of it is, get yourself patched. It's in the latest round of patches, and don't be downloading themes off the internet. Right, next up, Greater Manchester Police. They have disclosed a data breach and that threat actors had access to some of its employees' personal information. So, UK Greater Manchester Police, they announced that threat actors had access to the personal information of some of its employees after an unnamed third-party supplier was hit with a ransomware attack. The GMP reported that the impacted company provides its service to various UK organisations, including Greater Manchester Police. The statement published by the police says that the exposed data doesn't include financial information. They say, "We are aware of a ransomware attack affecting a third-party supplier of various UK organisations, including GMP, which holds some information on those employed by GMP. So, at this stage, it does not believe this data includes financial information. The authorities are investigating into the incident and already notified the ICO. We understand how concerning this is for our employees, so as we work to understand any impact on GMP, we have contacted the ICO and are doing everything we can to ensure employees are kept informed, their questions answered, and they feel supported." So, back in August, there was another security incident that impacted a police body in the UK. The Police Service of Northern Ireland had mistakenly shared sensitive data of all 10,000 serving police officers in a response to an FOI request. The request aimed at determining the numbers of PSNI officers. So this is the second data breach within the police. And if I remember rightly, the Greater Manchester Police breach actually came about from a supplier who does warrant cards, who supplies their warrant cards. That's not on this article, but I believe that I read that earlier on. Could be wrong. But it goes to show you it's almost a supply chain attack in effect. So, moving on. There is a free download manager that was backdoored to serve Linux malware for more than 3 years. So, researchers discovered a free download manager site, and it was compromised to serve Linux malware for more than 3 years. And it was discovered by Kaspersky. And while it was discovered whilst they were investigating a set of suspicious domains. The experts identified that the domain in question has a deb.fdmpackage.org subdomain. Visiting that subdomain within the browser, the researchers noticed a page claiming that the domain is hosting a Linux Debian repository of software named Free Download Manager. The package turned out to contain an infected post-int script that is executed upon installation. The script drops 2 ELF files to the paths var temp cron-d and var temp bs. It then establishes persistence by creating a cron task stored in etc/cron.d/collect that launches the var temp cron-d file every 10 minutes. So you got a persistent cron job happening. The free download manager version installed by the malicious package was released on January 24th, 2020. The experts found comments in Russian and Ukrainian, including information about improvements made to the malware in the posting script. So the cron job actually creates a reverse shell. And researchers revealed that attackers deployed a bash stealer on the infected system. The information stealer can collect multiple data, such as including system information, browsing history, saved passwords, cryptocurrency wallet files, as well as credentials for cloud services. So don't use a free download manager for Linux. I mean, blimey, you don't need to. Moving on. Elon Musk is in trouble. He's in hot water with the FTC over Twitter privacy issues. So he's in the crosshairs of US federal regulators over his handling of privacy and security issues since he took over at X, formerly known as Twitter. In a new court filing made public on September the 11th, the US Department of Justice revealed further details about a Federal Trade Commission investigation that has been ongoing since March 2023. The FTC has been examining Musk's supervision of Twitter Blue and the Twitter Files, a series of disclosed internal Twitter docs published from December 22 through to March 2023. In 2022, under the leadership of its previous CEO, Jack Dorsey, Twitter was fined $150 million by the FTC, which forced the company to enhance some of its privacy and security measures via an administrative order. The court filing suggests that Musk may have violated that order after taking over the company. Specifically, the court filing said that Musk's granular control of X Corp fostered a chaotic environment, and his mass layoffs prevented remaining company officials from complying with their obligations to the FTC. The FTC quoted Damian Kieran, Twitter's former chief privacy officer, who said that Twitter Blue launched so quickly that a security and privacy review was not conducted in accordance with the company's process for software development. Additionally, the US government raised concerns over some of Musk's decisions, such as rearranging servers between data centers. This practice, revealed by former employees during the FTC investigation, was against Twitter's policy. And finally, the court filing suggests that Musk himself should not be exempt from testifying in court regarding X's actions, since he has been deeply involved in the fundamental transformation of the company. Although neither Elon Musk nor X Corp commented on the new court filing, in March, the billionaire called the FTC investigation a shameful case of weaponization of a government agency for political purposes and suppression of the truth. Yes, whatever, Elon. Lazarus Group blamed for 53 million heist at CoinEx. Okay, so it might have been yesterday or maybe even Wednesday that we talked about this 53 million heist at CoinEx, which is a cryptocurrency exchange. And it has now been attributed to an infamous threat group who are connected to the North Korean state. That is the Lazarus Group. The Hong Kong headquartered exchange warned users in a post on X, formerly Twitter, that it had detected anomalous withdrawals from several hot wallet addresses used to store CoinEx's exchange assets. Okay, so that was based on Tuesday. CoinEx said it suspended deposits and withdrawals of all crypto assets in order to get control of the situation. But blockchain investigators were quick to connect the attack with North Korea. Crypto casino Stake lost an estimated 40 million last week after the attackers drained funds from its hot wallets, and that follows previous raids this year attributed to Lazarus, including Atomic Wallet at 35 million, Alphapo, or AlphaPo, not sure how you pronounce that, 60 million, and CoinsPad at 37 million. So the money is being used by the Kim Jong-un regime to fund its nuclear and missile programs. However, after a landmark meeting between Kim and Russian President Putin this week, it's also possible that it could be used to indirectly fund the latter's war in Ukraine. In the meantime, CoinEx said it's rebuilding and redeploying its wallet system and contacting exchanges to freeze the assets of its attackers. The firm has promised its users that its assets will not be affected by the heist, but warned them that it would take some time to get back to normal. For now, before the recovery is complete, we strongly advise you not to deposit to our old addresses to avoid potential asset losses, it said in an update this morning. And finally, cloud vulnerabilities surged by 200% in a year. IBM tracked 632 new cloud-related vulnerabilities, that's CVEs, between June 2022 and June 2023, a 194% increase from the previous year, according to a new report from the tech giant. So, the IBM X-Force Cloud Threat Landscape Report 2023 was compiled from the firm's threat intelligence, incident response engagements, and pen tests, alongside dark web analysis, input from Cyber Sigil, and the Red Hat Insights service. The latest haul of new CVEs brings the total number tracked by the vendor to 3,900, a number that has apparently doubled since 2019. It revealed that just over 40% of the CVEs discovered during the current reporting period could allow an attacker to obtain information, 21%, or gain access, 20%. However, the top initial access vector for cloud compromise during the period was the use of valid credentials by threat actors. This happened in 36% of real-world cloud incidents, with credentials either discovered during an attack or stolen prior to targeting a specific victim, the report noted. The figure is up significantly from the 9% of incidents that featured compromised credentials in 2022. IBM analyst Chris Caridi argued it highlights the need for organizations to move beyond human-reliant authentications and prioritize technological guardrails capable of securing user identity and access management. So this could well signal a shift towards the end of passwords. Yes, I know that we have technical controls like MFA in order to bolster the security of passwords, but there are mutterings in some certain corners of the internet that everybody should be going passwordless eventually. So this might well be the start of something they're changing in terms of best practice within the industry. And that nicely wraps up today's daily cyber briefing. Normal business will resume on Monday with Stephen Ridgway. Thank you for listening. And as those trendy YouTubers like to say, hit that like and subscribe button. And thank you very much. Have a great week.